So our next presenter's Healthy Extracts. I followed them, oh my goodness, forever, and I'll tell you, Duke is sort of the epitome of persistence. I mean, I think he has managed to make this work. I mean, he's really the definition of bootstrapping something, and I think some of that has been complicated over the years with COVID and some of that, but they recently did a transaction that I think is going to be transformational for them on a multiple levels. I'll let him speak to that, but for what it's worth, I take the product, and I think it's going to be something that over the next, 6 and 12 and 18 months is probably going to look a lot different than it does today. So.
Thanks, David. So David and I actually met like 6 years ago. So this is not a new project. It's evolving. So he's asked me every year to present, and I've said no every year. And the reason I've said no is because I'm an investor. I'm the original investor in the company, right? I mean, hard cash, just like a lot of you guys put into companies. And I've said no because I said we're not ready. We're not ready. But today, I think our story is so compelling, and I think we're really ready today. So I'm excited to present, and I really think presenting from my perspective, because I'm marketing as well as running the company, you guys are investors, and I want to market to you guys also. And I think it's really important as we build our company that we market to our investors, just like with that. So with that, I want to have a little bit of fun today. I want a little bit of excitement, and my goal is that you guys really see value in Healthy Extracts when we get done. So last night, I don't know what happened. I got to grab something over here while I'm doing this, so I'll keep talking. But last night, I was going through things, and I found an audio tape almost 7 years ago to the day on how this all started. So I wanted to share you this 1 minute audio clip, how it started. So with that, you mind turning the lights off a sec? So have some fun, guys.
Mr. Pitts, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to build a publicly traded company from virtually nothing and turn it into a multi-$100 million enterprise. You'll start with an idea, a dream, and about $11 in the bank. Over the next 6 years, you and your team will work 80 to 100 hours a week, fueled by caffeine, ambition, and the faint hope that one day you'll sleep again. You'll age 15 years. Your family will forget what you look like, and your dog will think you joined the witness protection program. You'll face the SEC, FINRA, auditors, and attorneys, all trained in the ancient art of delaying everything. You'll borrow money from people who smile while plotting to own your firstborn. If you fail, you will still be on Zoom explaining why you need just one more quarter. And if, by some miracle, you succeed, Wall Street will still ask, so what's your revenue again? But, Mr. Pitts, this message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
So, look guys, thanks for turning that back on. So, look guys, we're here to sell you on our company, but look, we want to have a little bit of fun when we're doing this, and I want our investors to really appreciate what we have as a company here, and how hard it is to do what we're doing. And I want to put my hand out, and hopefully everybody put their hands together for David for putting this together. I know it's just relentless, and all the presenters here. Man, it is hard. It is not easy. So now you know how we originally started. That was 2018, where I bought the preferred stock in the company. And I'm going to call on someone here in the audience here to read what's under Healthy Extracts there, what that sentence is. You mind?
Yep. Vertically integrated platform for acquiring, developing, patenting, and marketing plant-based nutraceuticals and oral delivery technologies for health and pharma-based applications.
Does anyone know what that means? So everybody's got a white box in front of them today. First and foremost, Healthy Extracts is not a cannabis company, guys. Nothing, no disrespect to the cannabis side. We're in the nutritional supplement, plant-based side of the business. But more importantly, that is the second tagline there. We are a superior health technology, and I'm going to hammer technology today because very rarely in the businesses that you're in do you have an ability to transform or disrupt an entire industry. And this is why I'm so excited. This just happened October 1st, guys, as we're running through things. But our box right now, if you guys want to open those up, because you guys have been great not opening those up. And I kind of want to go through our story from the beginning. So in February of 2019, we bought a company called Bergamet. And you'll see this bottle called Pro Plus in there. By the way, that's for everybody to keep in this. So from a consumer perspective, they see a heart health product that's clinically proven to lower your cholesterol. Well, that's great and everything. From an investor standpoint, this is our first acquisition, guys. So we have a total of 3 of those at this point in time, with many more to come. So this is the beginning of the company from an M&A perspective. You don't see, that answers the question, vertically integrated platform for acquisition. And that also includes mergers with what we're doing. The second bottle that you put in there is For Sleep. We introduced that this year. It's got an unbelievable formulation that we developed. But more importantly, I just brought this up because of the 60 seconds you heard that we don't get any sleep as CEOs and presidents of the company. So the third, there's 2 packages in here from Geltec. We signed an agreement with Geltec 2 years ago. These guys are trading under NASDAQ under GELS, okay? We've aligned ourselves with a company like that. We signed a second agreement with them to do their distributing and fulfillment earlier this year in May. What's exciting about this product, they're so big deal, a gel pack that we're talking about. From an investor perspective, this is a technology that is unlike any other. Their patent is worth $45 million. That's how they got an IPO. So I'll discuss a little more in detail on those, but this is our first exclusive technology in the US that we do. And I'll just give you a quick brief. You could, if you take this, 1, it tastes great, but 2, you can be choking and put this in your throat and you'll be able to swallow it still. 2 is that they're able to encapsulate different APIs in the product, and this includes pharma, and this also includes nutraceuticals, and you can time release it. For example, going through the intestine and the stomach, getting all the way down to your colon to put something in that you orally take is almost impossible. These guys can do stuff like that. So it's a really great alignment with these guys. We also are looking at further opportunities with those guys with manufacturing and some other things in the US.
So what does it do to your stomach?
It can bypass your stomach acid. So when you do an API, one of the worst problems with it is your stomach acid eats away the API. I want to say the API, the ingredient that you're taking, so it loses its bioavailability or efficacy when you do that. So the next thing is a straw. Everyone's like, I don't even like straws myself. I never even liked them. So 2 things about that. 1, you'll notice that has got Whitney Johns written on it, which we'll talk about a little more. But 2, you can see my water is this color here. There's 4 grams of fiber in this straw and 60 billion CFUs of probiotics and licorice root. And it's a new delivery system that no one else has in the country. So now we have 2 exclusive delivery systems that no one else has in the entire US. So I highly encourage you to look at that because the gut health, it's fine, and the straw is fine, but the application for this could cover anything from lining cups, it could be a tablet, it could be all kinds of different things that makes a new delivery system disruptive in the marketplace today. And again, both those technologies are exclusive to us. And then lastly, there's 3 little packs and 2 packs of gummies here. 1's an immune product, which we all could use. 2 is a hair growth product, which I think almost all of us could use also. And 3 is a hormone product. Again, these don't matter. What's in these, it doesn't matter. what we have is we purchased, I'll get this right, we merged with Gummy USA October 1st. And this is going to be the biggest transformation that we talked about. But the merger of Gummy USA has very little to do with anything other than our current status. What we have is the exclusive licensing to a precision dose technology. In a gummy, you heat everything up and it kills much of the APIs. And most of the supplements you buy in the marketplace today are not guaranteed to have the right dosage in it. You just have to put the right amount of dosage in the front end. When you make a gummy, you burn it all off. And then you get into, I shouldn't say all of it off, you burn a lot of it off, and then you don't get the precision dose. Our technology is called Sure Dose, that we are going to have the exclusive rights on. And as we expand, I'll get a little more in detail in phase 2 on that, but it is unlimited revenue it can create for the company, and it's so disruptive and transformative to the industry today, because it gets into a situation where the nutritional supplement space, you go into a store, you go online, there's no really, other than you have to provide a C of A, which a lot of people could even make up. The C of A is a certificate of authenticity, and as you move forward in the supplement business, that's going to get more and more regulated. With RFK Jr. in the space right now, the Maha Moms in the space, supplements are becoming more and more important, and we'll touch base a little more on that as we move forward. So our mission really is to make everybody a little more healthy and to make money for our investors. It's pretty simple. But if we can all be healthy and live in this country, and by the way, the veterans, I just wanted to acknowledge you guys. Thank you so much if anyone served in the country, because without you guys and our health, we can't do what we want to do these days. So we can make everybody a little more healthy. That's great. Live life young again. Look, we're not a pharmaceutical right now, so we aren't curing anything. But if you can be a little more healthy every day and do the things you want, that's what I'd like to see. And more importantly, all of us as investors make money. I talked about transformation in a market and disruptive. If you look at the far left-hand side, the nutritional supplement space is almost $1 trillion, and it's growing at a CAGR of 10%. I don't know of any industries that have that kind of CAGR in them right now that's not AI driven in some way, shape, or form. And from our standpoint, look, it's easy to quote big numbers and big markets up here, but how do we really disrupt that market or transform it? And it's through the precision dose technology. If you go into a store, we want a sticker on there that says precision dose or Sure Dose, which is what our name is right now. And we believe strongly that we can, with marketing and our efforts, we can get to that point as we move over time. Look, I'm an investor, like I said to you guys. I want to present as an investor now. I got involved in the company. Look, I got everything riding on this. I've been in it 7 years almost right now. So all of us in the company have been doing this for a long time. Our management's been with us since 2019. Don Swanton is our new CEO, and he has an unbelievable vision, but he's also brought a tool to us that we haven't had before as a company. We've been growing from 2019 at a rate about 35%. So during that time, we figured out a lot on how to market and grow our business with almost no money, like David was saying. We're cash flow positive for quite a while. We're more cash neutral right now. But with the acquisition, I'll get it right, with the merger of Gummy USA on October 1st, everything changed. We traded about $250 a share right now. Our cap structure is really tight. When I say there's only 550,000 shares approximately deposited and traded right now. Until we get to a major exchange, which we'll talk about a little more right now, or in the future here, it's a real opportunity to buy stock cheap. Look, I'm in my stock at $6, you guys, and I'm more excited about the company than I've ever been. And just about everybody that's into the company is in at that rate also. So there's some real opportunities at this price range that it's in right now. Insider holdings are about 85%. I think that protects everybody in here. Everybody has a long-term mission with this, not a short-term mission with it in the company. Our growth right now from October 1st went to an annualized revenue of about $4 million this year to 11.5 if we look at an annualized basis that way. Our gummy manufacturing, which we have now, so we have manufacturing, sales and distribution, we've got ingredients that are exclusive, and we have these technologies that are all exclusive, all growth factors for us as a company. The $20 million you see for next year, that gets the factory or a manufacturer, Gummy USA, to about 75%. Now, that doesn't include our regular revenue that we already have. And this is phase one of our growth. The exciting part is we're going to have free cash flow of about $7 million based on that. So that $7 million will go to phase two, which is our exclusive opportunity to manufacture a precision dose gummy, which then puts us straight into the OTC markets, over-the-counter medicines, Tylenol, Benadryl, Gas-X, those kinds of things that you can't do in a chewable gel or a gummy right now. And then it also lets us do the same thing with some of our other delivery systems that we have right now. More importantly, it also gives us a straight link straight into the pharma industry. So like I said, our cap structure to me is extremely exciting, and our growth opportunities are literally limitless on what we're talking about here. I'm going to focus a little bit on products. There's brochures in the boxes here, but we essentially right now, these are the kind of the 6 segments that we focus on. The nutritional supplement space is fine, but it's really not our big growth category. What it does though is it pays the bills, it generates cash flow, and we've got good growth in that. We will be expanding our lineups to continue to grow at a much faster pace, and we do believe long term that this will become a much larger portion of our business also. Oops. So you can just see this matches up with the categories that we were in last year. We introduced 4 new products. This year we're going to introduce at least 5 new products. I mentioned earlier that we're really focused on efficacy and bioavailability in a product. We do actual clinical trials on a lot of our stuff. Now that doesn't cost the $500,000, $3 million, or whatever they're talking about FDA approval. This is not about FDA approval. This is just proving and publishing that our product actually works for the consumers and has what it does in it. Our M&A platform really is our fast path to growth. At any given point in time, we're looking at 2 or 3 mergers or acquisitions. But our platform is really interesting because we've got fulfillment, sales, marketing. We've got all of our sales channels, which we'll go into more detail here in a little bit. We're in a position with our M&A that we can kind of pick and choose. But my favorite personally is to find businesses that are kind of going like this a little bit, or they've leveled off like this. Because we bring them into our existing infrastructure that we've been working on for 6 years. We can take a company that's going like this or like this and make it go like this. And we can do it at almost the same cost as we're doing right now because we already have the pieces in place. So our M&A will only be brought into play if it's beneficial for our shareholders. But look, like I said to you guys, every time if someone invests in this company, you're part of my family, and you're part of the company family. And look, I'd rather lose my own money. I don't want to lose anyone's family money because they're going to disown me in the family. So I really thrive and drive on that side of the fence. And I think it's different and unique in the C-suite positions because it's kind of hard. We got to be hard-nosed about things too and not be afraid to do things. But at the end of the day, that's what keeps me up at night. So we talked about key mergers and acquisitions. These are the 3. Gummy USA was valued just recently, independently, $25 million. But we have unlimited growth out of that manufacturing facility. And a lot of our focus is there. It opened up our B2B doors, although we were already business to business. They're almost exclusively business to business at this time. And so it really opens up a lot of channels for us. We've talked about the sure dose. I just want to again, talk about how transformative this can be. I can't emphasize it enough. It literally is a horse and buggy car thing, and I know people hate to hear that from somebody who's selling or talking, because I'm not really selling you at this point in time on that technology. As we dig into it, that patent has 90 claims on it for the SureDose. So it's one patent with 90 claims, and we can take that technology and add it on to additional factories, and we can license it. So there's all kinds of opportunities for us to do there, but again, we'll be transformative in the sense we'll be the first gummy or chewable gel out with this precision dose technology in the OTC and pharmaceutical market. We talked about the exclusive delivery systems. We're not just focused on the gummy side of it. The gel tech side has all kinds of opportunities, and the straws have all kinds of opportunities. And it's not just about the straw. We can make these taste. We can make them dissolve as fast as we want. We can we have a Yeti straw that we can put in a Yeti or a Stanley. Those are huge markets and huge opportunities from a B2B thing. Because your straws, if you keep using the same straw, as everybody knows, they're full of bacteria and are in a position where they will continue to degrade. David, are we about up on time?
You got about 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. So this is really important for me to do this slide here. It's my favorite slide in the presentation next to the exclusive technologies. We've spent 6 years building each of these sales channels here. We have a B2C channel. We're a top 3 seller on Amazon. We're actually the #1 seller in some of our products as far as revenue goes. We've got all our social media stuff figured out. Now, we're always changing and evolving on that. Our white labeling and B2B side of things is great for not only our existing products, which we already do, but for our gummy products coming in. We're in natural grocers, which is the hardest grocery store to get into in the country. We've got distributors in the medical field, and then we really focus on the AI email side of things right now. And we have an incredible influencer program, which you'll see in there. You saw a picture of Whitney Johns in there. She has 6 products, but this again is kind of a groundbreaking influencer program that we can expand to other influencers. We kind of talked about our, go ahead, sorry.
So, what you were touching on right there is what I was interested in as far as distribution.
Mhm.
What are all the distribution channels that you have, and how successfully you've been as far as getting all your products into wide distribution or bigger distribution?
Yeah, because of the profit margins and things, you want to be really careful about the retailers that you go into. It really cuts into that. So we're really focused on the direct-to-consumer side of things, the Amazon side of things. Amazon sells 80% of products on online products. That's an unbelievable
Then you
amount.
have to have customers that are aware that your product's even on there.
There's no question about that, but that is how we work off of our referral program and our cross-promotion. As we acquire other companies, we want them to have customer lists so that we can continue to cross-promote and bring out products for those that way. Again, that's one of the reasons the B2B side of things is so key in what we're doing for our future. But as we get funding, that's where a lot of our funding is going to go, is towards that. Because you can build a brand 2 ways. You can build it the hard way, brick by brick, which we do it, or you can get $10 million, spend it on CNN and Fox News, and have your own brand. But that's not a good model long term. It's just a good short-term model for people. So we have our future growth drivers here. You can see there's 9 pillars on here. We talked about most of those. But I didn't talk about lifetime value of a customer and our reoccurring revenue. So those are 2 areas we really focus on: churn and reoccurring revenue with what we're doing. Our growth strategy, again, is through the oral delivery systems. These are gels here that we've got with 250-year anniversary coming out. We're going to introduce a 250-year pick and choose 2 for $3 product lineup. That's going to be something very exciting to drive additional revenue. That will be a healthy extracts line, not a bergamot line, because no one really knows what bergamot is, but everybody knows what healthy extracts is. This will be part of our growth pattern in products. But again, I want to stay away from products as much as possible, because it's really less about the products than the delivery systems is where our real revenue comes from. Don Swanson, our new CEO, I just want to spend just a minute on him. He owns 77% of the company now. And Don and I say this nicely because I'm sure he's listening, Don is already living on Mars. He's already built a colony on Mars because he's the architect of the company. His technology that he has in the manufacturing is really unmatched. He's done over 500 facilities. HIMSS is one of his facilities he's set up and so forth. So he went around setting all these facilities up and all this technology and wasn't really benefiting from it for himself. The Gummy USA manufacturer's only been open for a year, and we're already going to be optimizing that out here by mid-second quarter as far as its revenue, and then we're going to be building new facilities where we can do hundreds of millions of gummies. We're doing that. Now that could be expensive, except we're going to be able to do that out of cash flow. And then David, I think, just our key takeaways, I just wanted to go over Phase 2. Phase 2 is what I just talked about. We optimize our revenue in Phase 1 with this here. We have clear paths to a major exchange this year, and come hell or high water, this is the year we're going to get there. We can self-uplist is one of our patterns as long as we optimize our revenue, or 2, we can do a merger acquisition, and we're in talks with 2 mergers and acquisitions right now that could get us to where the promised line is. Now we know we got always the accounting thing to do. I want to make sure you know as you look at our Qs, we had another 23% increase in revenue this last quarter, but it did not include any of the Gummy USA sales. That will start as our accounting is done in Q4. I want to reach out one more time and tell everybody thank you for letting us present today. And I'd love to talk to anybody. My card's inside the box. Look, I'm probably the most accessible guy you'll ever get to. Call me, I don't care, text me 24/7. My wife already hates me, so it's okay. But thank you guys, and let me answer any questions you
I'm
have.
just going to say one more thing. So I can tell you this, that in this business, especially the online business, it's about customer acquisition, and customer acquisition gets driven by the amount of capital you can pour into the marketing, and Duke just really hasn't had much of that. And there's been reasons for that over time, but I can tell you right now that the vast majority of the revenues come from this bottle or the iterations of this. I mean, the grain product to a much lesser degree, but this is where it's come from. And so what he's basically telling you is that between now and, let's say the first of the year, he's going to go from selling one product to selling 4 and different iterations of it. There's one more thing. Some of you might remember this, and I wrote it up in the book. Maybe I don't know if I put it in the book. I put it in the update that I wrote. I wrote a deal several years ago called Matrix Initiatives. And some of you will remember, you might not remember Matrix Initiatives, but you remember they had a product called Zycam. It was a zinc-based spray. You sprayed it up your nose. They got in some trouble because some people lost their smell. But the product did really well, and the company did really well, and ended up getting bought out by private equity and then bought out again. But it did remarkably well from the time you wrote it. But what that story was really about was a delivery system. If you remember right, they had the Zycam, which was a spray, but they also had a mist, and they had, swabs. The little cute swabs. So I just feel like, the delivery system adds a whole new. Well, first of all, you have gummies. It's a bigger deal. That obviously changes the face of it. But I think from a product standpoint, he's going to go into 2026 selling a lot more products, maybe different delivery iterations of the same product, and certainly your ability to introduce new products is going to be vastly different. So I think probably what's coming, I don't know this, but I'm guessing that at some point they're going to have some sort of a transaction that puts some money in the bank and allows them to do some of these things better. But again, fundamentally, they're going to go from, the way I see this, one product to a number of products, and I think obviously that probably sets the stage for, better results, significantly better results, better valuations, so on and so on. So that's my story I'm sticking to. Yes, sir.
How long has the relationship with Whitney John's been? Are you seeing that sort of customer throughput through the fitness influence?
Yes, absolutely. It's been about 3 years it'll be 3 years in May that we kind of introduced her first product that we did that with. It's been a little challenging in the sense that the influencer market has changed so much. so she's transitioning, and she's really doing an unbelievable job. The straws are really the kind of the first area where we've seen her really start getting significant traction on that way. I mean, people think they're just peddling stuff, right? So she's making it more and more of herself. There's some new news coming out on that in the next 30 to 60 days if you watch her and follow her. But she's so well connected with the other influencers, and we're ready to expand our plans that we have available, which is, again, a really unusual plan that lets them introduce their own nutritional supplement lines, and they get to be on the design and formulation of that.
Great.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay.